Hey there, welcome to another episode of How to DeFi with me and Nour. Today just going to be talking about Axie Infinity mainly. So here's the agenda. So first we're going to talk a bit about what we're up to, and then moving on to Axie Infinity. So Nour, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's 9 a.m. right now in Seattle, and I had a great week exploring DeFi and learning more about protocols. What about you?
Same. It's what time is it now? It's about 5 p.m. for me. So quite a difference. But likewise, been a good week. Just enjoying crypto. Enjoyed that networking event we did yesterday. What kind of stuff have you been up to?
So I've been trying to learn more about the Nour protocol and how they're trying to compete with Ethereum. I find that quite interesting, and it's cool because they pay people to learn more about their protocol. So I was just like doing guides and quizzes, and I was like earning their token. And then I got a hoodie with the stuff that I earned.
Oh wow.
So that's great. What else have I been up to? That has been great. We had a great event this week about how to get a job in blockchain. Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be writing an article summing up the learnings from that event.
Oh, that's nice. And you said about building a smart contract. So how's that going?
Yep, that's I started the BAF course, the Web3 BAF course, which is I think a 7 week, 6 week, a 6 week course
Yeah.
on Solidity and how to build a smart contract. I've kind of missed some classes, so I'm gonna have to catch up. But my goal for this month is to build a smart contract. So I'm also doing crypto zombies, which was super helpful to get a hold of the basics. Um, and yeah, that's been great. I highly recommend that course for beginners.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So before we go on to a few recommendations about how people can start, I guess I've been up to just really enjoying doing Gitcoin challenges because you get rewarded with like NFTs for doing them. And so you learn really quickly because you read something and ask questions, and then they also kind of pay you a bit in NFTs. Also I'm quite enjoying the challenge of trying to engage with the YN community and trying to help people learn about the protocol. It's quite challenging because they either seem to know a lot or they know a really little. So it's hard, but I'm enjoying it.
Cool. And have you been exploring any DAOs?
I guess outside the YN DAO, I guess thinking about like Bankless DAO, how I can contribute there. Quite enjoying that challenge. At the moment, I'm just kind of trying to engage with people in the community through the Discord, on there, commenting on the YouTube videos and stuff. But it's a journey, isn't it? Because I've been doing a few stuff in crypto for a few months, and I'm still not really working for like that many DAOs or whatever. So, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great progress. I also have been exploring DAOs. I'm gonna start the DAO course by DAO House, so I'm pretty excited for that. I applied for their scholarship because like you need to buy a house in order to like reserve your spot. So I applied for the 0 fee scholarship because I'm still a student.
Yeah.
Uh, and and I'm also trying to help with the Sputnik DAO from Nour by translating their material because I don't see any material in French or Arabic. And many people are making money translating to Russian and Chinese. So yeah, that's also another goal of mine this month to like try to contribute to a DAO and try to learn how DAOs work.
Yeah. So a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
So if we move on to I guess we can do this as like a little shorter video for people as well to watch. So we'll just talk a little bit about how people can get involved. So the next slide. So what you can do. So if you've never heard of crypto before, you can start by watching like a YouTube video, like what is a blockchain? Because that's the whole innovation. That's where the whole Web3 idea comes from. And also like quadratic funding. So that's a way to fund public goods. Like in the future could be like healthcare, taxation stuff. So it's all pretty cool. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, I feel like videos are the best for beginners because reading a white paper can be a pain in the ass even for blockchain experts. So don't start with that. It's also important to have a good foundation before like using protocols, because like you can use protocols and make money, but it's very important to like actually understand how a blockchain works, and it's a lot of mechanism design. So if you really want to be like crypto native, start with that. Just like, how does a blockchain work? Why is Bitcoin the way it is? Why did Bitcoin start? And the vision of it. And then try to like learn more about the history of it. And then Ethereum, why are people building on Ethereum? How are they doing it?
Yeah. So
And it's a gradual. Sorry.
Just let your curiosity kind of like run a bit and just like search what you're interested in and try and find answers, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big world, so you don't have to know everything. Just like know the foundations and then focus on something specific. For me, it's Ethereum. I know I'm not interested in other blockchains anymore. And Ethereum is literally more than enough for me to explore. It's literally a sea of like knowledge.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so yeah, and it's don't be hard on yourself if like you don't understand everything, because it can get quite complicated. But there are people out there creating content to simplify those complex concepts, just like our channel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But okay, so moving on, if someone's only ever bought crypto on an exchange before, maybe they've got some Matic or Bitcoin or whatever, what's the kind of first step for them?
If you already brought crypto, try to use protocols and see how they behave, and only put money that you can afford to lose. So like try to put some money in Binance or try to swap tokens on Uniswap and try to understand how those programs are built, because that can give you a good understanding of crypto as an economic system.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And the thing is, you can play around with protocols on like test nets, so you don't even have to necessarily put real money in. You can just kind of get an idea for it. So yeah, if you're interested in that, like comment below, and we'll try and find like a link to like a test net you can kind of play around with. I know there's one for I think Uniswap at the moment on the new layer 2 solutions.
Well, I have not heard of that. Testnet? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because yeah, you've got like the main net, and then I think you've got like Ropsten. It's like a kind of like a test net. I think there's like Gurg or something like that. It's another one, and
Yeah.
it's just like developers kind of play around with. So you can just get given free like fake Ethereum, and then you just play around with it, test it a bit. So yeah, if anyone's interested, drop a comment.
Yep.
Um,
That's very smart.
And then yeah, so moving on, if you've used like Ethereum before, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, like at least once, so you've kind of got your foot in with actually using the blockchains. Thought like a cool idea would be just to try minting an NFT. Like it's free. You basically just upload a picture from your computer and then it mints it onto the blockchain, and you can just kind of watch the process happen and see where the transactions go. And it's just a bit of yeah, it's just quite cool.
We actually did that last time, right? I think we minted an NFT.
Yeah, we did one of the 101 pumpkins, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, what about if you've used Ethereum like 10 plus times? What do you reckon people should get on?
I think it's time for you to contribute to the community. If you already benefited so much, try to contribute to an open source project. Try to create content, write articles, because it's very important to have more people help grow. And explore DAOs, explore other use cases of blockchain. It's not just tokenomics. It can have other really strong applications on civil society, democracy, transparency. So maybe explore something like radical exchange if you want to get philosophical or political, or if you want to get more technical, then take a Solidity course and like try to contribute to an open source project.
Yeah, because this all comes down to like blockchains and Ethereum. It's all about creating like a better world for the future, isn't it? And like stopping like technologies like AI, like causing havoc or whatever. So, like if you've got an idea that will help like tackle inequality, climate change, like share it with someone, try and find other people that are interested. Yeah, take it from there, I reckon.
Yeah, and there are many there are many flaws, even like in a blockchain like Ethereum. So there's a lot to work on. We still have like a long way to go before like crypto adoption is actually real. So you
Yeah,
can be part of that movement and like contribute with whatever you can.
yeah, totally. All right. So moving on, I guess we're going to focus about with Axie Infinity, aren't we?
Yep, which is so exciting because it's been blowing up this week.
Hey guys, it's Enzo.
So yeah, this is the. Oh yeah, do you want to give a little intro on what Axie Infinity is?
Sure. So Axie Infinity is an NFC-based game, and it was developed by Vietnamese studio called Sky Mavis. It uses Ethereum, and it has Ethereum-based currencies, which are Axies and SLPs. SLP is short for Sweet Love Potion.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So currently it has the most expensive NFC collection, more than 42 million in sales, and it has the second largest Discord group in the world. It's on its way to beat Fortnite. Like, I'm literally wondering how Discord can handle all of that. Discord might face some scalability issues because of Axie Infinity pretty soon. So yeah, in short, you're basically playing with fantasy pets while learning and earning Ethereum, which is pretty cool.
So it should be what, fun and you can earn money. That's the kind of idea, right?
Yeah, it gives power back to its users because they can tokenize their effort and their time spent in the game and earn money on that, and then they can swap it to like Ethereum or USDC. And we could talk more about how crazy it got to the point that people started making a living out of this game in certain countries.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the actual game itself to see like
Price for every battle. And in order to play those cards, energy must be exploded. So if you have 4 energies, you can play any card as long as it fits within your 4 energy capacity. Normally, other games would allow players to choose which target to attack, but Axie Infinity's battle system attacks random targets, usually hitting the target closest to that Axie.
Oh, it's not going to see that. Okay, so yeah, with Axie Infinity, I guess we can see the mechanics a bit. Like it look like. What do you think? Do you think that looks fun?
I think it does look fun. I'm definitely into simple games, like just like small fantasy creatures fighting. I really like that game where it's just like 2 people fighting and then you choose your avatar. What's it called?
2 people. I don't know.
Anyways, it's like a very popular game. It's my favorite game. And I also like world building, so I like Minecraft. And Axie Infinity is not the most like complex game out there, but it's still pretty fun to like customize your Axies, and like sometimes they're worth more. And like it can get pretty strategic and pretty hard to play when you advance in the game, because like at some point you're gonna have to choose which one of your Axies has the most capabilities to put it in the fight, for example. And I really, really like the design. It's like very cute, very futuristic.
Yeah, it kind of builds on like, I don't know, like Pokemon games, and like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like you play with your friends in person. I guess they're trying to do it online and add a bit of complexity.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like the game theory of it is also interesting. Like I'm really curious about where the money is coming from, how they achieved what they achieved and gave players all of this money. I think it's a cool game. I would definitely play it if I could, but I need like $1,000 just to start.
yeah, it's a funny old thing. But yeah, we'll talk about that more, I guess. What's the next slide? Okay, so this is why it's blowing up in popularity, I guess. So yeah, we've already said about like it's got a big Discord and like that's an achievement in itself, but they've also they built during a bear market. So like, they've been working on this game for like a long time, haven't they? Like a few years, I think.
5 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. That number is actually outdated. I think it's 400K Discord members now.
Wow. Yeah, because like we've been on the Discord and we've seen like how quickly like people are talking there, and like, you say something and it's almost like there's no time for other people to kind of like respond to you, because someone else has just put another message and then 15 others have also done it. So it's funny.
Yeah, and they're working on that. When I listened to the founder talk in one podcast, he was like explaining how like they're literally worried about Discord scalability and they're trying to figure out solutions on the best ways to support players. These like
Yeah.
tremendous numbers of players.
I just don't think Discord works for that many people. Like, because you know what, that BAF thing yesterday, that was pretty cool because it was like you have the little tables after where you speak in like small groups. But I could see how that kind of thing would work, like introducing new people to it. But having a Discord conversation with like 50 plus people at once, like, it's just not possible, is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's even worth it at this point. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they're gonna work on that. Maybe I don't know, maybe divide people into groups or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because like we tried to get people like to speak to us about it, and like, in a channel
Yeah.
of 4,000, you think someone would be interested, but I guess the message just got swallowed up. Like no one really engaged with it.
I also tweeted about it, but most of my friends said they really want to play it, but it was way too expensive.
Yeah, I mean that's just a problem, isn't it? It's like if you can't even play the game without investing so much money, so
But they have scholarships, right?
yeah, but even that's just a bit dodgy, isn't it? Because it's like then you're playing a game and you've got a manager. Like it really is a job then, isn't it? Because like you've got to give some profits to that person. They're gonna be saying to you, "Oh, you need to play this month." Just seems like
That's actually very whack. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's two kind of parts to the game, right? In terms of like the tokenomics. So what are the two different ones?
Okay, so they have the um SLPs, which you win in the game. And then there's the governance token, which is the Axie.
So
And basically,
yeah, go on, sorry.
Sorry, you can go.
What's that?
So I don't know, my laptop was glitching. So basically you can't buy Axies. They're all created by users. So each Axie is the result of like the time users spend in the game. And then the SLPs are also earned in the game, like the more you win. So like I think both tokens are just like work with like a proof of work process where like they tokenize the human effort into assets in the game, and that's how people make money.
Yeah. So you got the smooth love potion, which is kind of like the in-game kind of currency. You get rewarded for playing it. And then the government's token AXS, that's like if you want to vote on changes to the actual game itself and take a lead in running it. I guess interested in those. We'll talk about prices in a bit, but you can see there, like, it's jumped massively over the last month.
Yeah. But you can earn the Axie token by helping the community or like being on the top board of the game. So that's how the second one works. And for SLP, it's by like winning in the game.
Yeah. Yes, it's really, isn't it? I really want one of us to come and play it and test it out a bit.
Yeah. And then there are other NFTs like land plots in the game.
Yeah.
So many tokenized elements.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the regret. I wish I did this 2 or 3 months ago.
That's
But
all
yeah,
right. Just
yeah,
keep an eye out for the next Axie Infinity.
exactly. But it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be you have to be there early to play a game and enjoy it. But it should be when it gets popular, like, oh great, I can play it. But no, it's like, oh no, I'm late. I can't even play it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they're still pretty early stage, so we'll see how they devise a plan to reduce this barrier of entry. They're definitely working on it.
So honestly, I think it was like a few months ago I looked at it and I was like, wow, it cost me £100 or £200 to play this game. I'm definitely not playing it. So now it's what, 1,000. Oh yeah, definitely not playing it. It's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we can look at prices a little bit if we get these up. So CoinGecko is kind of like the hub for looking at crypto prices, right? Do you use it a lot, or you're on the other one, CoinMarketCap?
I use Masari.
Okay.
I like Masari because they have research under each token.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've got a little bit here, but not that much.
But I love CoinGecko. They have a great book called How to DeFi. And that was my introduction to DeFi, actually.
Oh,
It was just a super quick read, super simple. And I
yeah,
learned a lot.
and it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So this is that. Anyone interested? Oh, it costs money now. Oh, that's maybe.
Oh, I think I got it for free from a friend.
Oh, that's nice. Do you recommend that?
Yeah, it was
Oh.
great.
So this is the governance token. This is like, to be honest, I don't even know what this means. I don't think if you own this, you're entitled to any like profits. I don't think it's like a share in. I think it just gives you voting rights. But like, as you can see, it's gone up massively. Like a month ago, it was like $4 or $5. Now it's 20 plus. What do you think of that?
I think it's interesting. Is it dropping right now or is it still growing?
If we look at 7 days, it's been dropping a little bit, but not that
Because
much.
Ethereum has been dropping like crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing, everything seems to follow Ethereum a little bit and Bitcoin, don't they?
Why do you think Ethereum is dropping right now?
I've got no idea, to remember. I don't.
Just a market cycle.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know. What about Smooth Love Potion? Because this price is also, this is like the in-game currency, isn't it? So like,
Yeah.
even in May it shot up as well, like loads. Even July last year. Yeah, but this is kind of like, so if it's like 35 cents for a Smooth Love Potion, you play the game for a few hours in a day and you earn 50 of those, that's like $15, isn't it? So you can see why people are playing it in developing countries, because that at $15 for a few hours playing a game, that is good.
It is, yeah. Do you think it's worth it to buy the governance token?
No, I don't think in general governance tokens are worth buying, to be honest. I think it's kind of something that, like, if you work for them and you play the game, like, they'll just give it to you. But I don't think you should pay for it, because I think it's one of those things where you develop the relationship with the community and then they just give it to you because they want you to kind of help govern it. But I wouldn't
Yeah,
pay for it if I wasn't like within the community.
that's
Hmm.
true.
Okay, so going back to the slides, I guess we've got your gaming meets DeFi. So how do these two go together?
So Axie started working with Uniswap recently. So you can swap your Axie tokens on the V3 pool,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. And I found that interesting because not many games have this intersection with DeFi. So
yeah,
Axie is literally leading a revolution in the gaming industry, and I thought that was very fascinating. And I feel like in the future, gamers will be more and more demanding of like their power in the game.
yeah,
Like if Axie can do this, why would other games not do it? People are spending like hours on games and they would want to get paid for their attention and their time.
yeah. It's an interesting one because I've played so many good games over my life, like Football Manager, Civilization, RuneScape, more recently like FIFA, Warzone, and they just don't compare like any way to blockchain games. Like blockchain games are just like so much worse. But obviously this is the starting stage, and it's interesting to see how they develop.
Yeah. And it's crazy how like open and simple it is. Now anyone can trade their SLP tokens
Yeah,
or like become a liquidity provider. So people are also like wanting liquidity right now.
yeah.
Um,
We'll just put
and
it up on the screen now. We can see um, smooth log. So let's say I've got what, Ethereum, and I want to convert that to what, 1E. I then get 6,844. So that's a lot. But let's say I just finished playing Axie Infinity for the day, and I want to kind of cash in my profits. You
yeah,
could, yeah, like you cash in and you've got $15, I believe, or something. I don't know how many SLPs you can get in a day. Like, obviously we've both never played it, but I don't know, maybe on a good day you get 100. It's only a few hours work. I can see the appeal.
probably around $20 maybe.
Yeah, it's just such a risk though, because it's like the price fluctuates so much on these. Like, if you were to do this a couple of weeks ago, your income would have been what, half? Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, can you risk your income moving that much? And it's just so flimsy, like what this is all based on. Like, I don't understand where this money is coming from. How are people earning this? They're not doing anything that's adding value. They're just theoretically having fun playing a game, aren't
I mean, I guess, but like you should think about money as a symbol for people's effort.
they? Yeah. I don't know, because I see that as someone teaches something, or you help someone with like a healthcare problem, or you do a job for them that they don't want to do, and then you get rewarded with money, so then you can buy your food, your house, or whatever. But like this, you just fun playing a game. Like, why do you get to earn money for that? I haven't got my head around that yet.
I think that's a lot of what DeFi is. It's just people tokenizing their effort and like having liquidity that they share. And the more you contribute to a community, the more rewarded you are.
Yeah,
I
I
think
get.
this is like a new economic system that is emerging that people are still not familiar with.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you. Where do you see decentralized games being in, let's say, 5 years' time?
I mean, we got a few right now. We got Decentraland and Axie, which are the two big ones, and then there are stuff like CryptoKitties. So it's definitely a new market. Like, I don't think it's that big right now, but it's like it's hard to be in this industry, but once you're in, there's so much room for growth. I was actually looking at how Axie Infinity produced more protocol money than Bitcoin in the last month. So
Yeah,
imagine being that big.
yeah, I get that, but in a way, it kind of just makes sense because it's just like loads of people in developing countries trying to jump on the bandwagon. But like, I'm thinking, like, is there going to be a really fun game in 5 years' time? They're like maybe like a Fortnite that everyone's playing and they're really enjoying, and some of their efforts getting rewarded in money.
Yeah, they're adding more worlds, they're adding more mechanics, but it's like it's actually like a lot to manage, and that can take time because not only are they building a game, which is already hard, but they're also building a whole economic system embedded within the game.
Yeah,
So I feel like it is fun right now as a game, but there's definitely room for improvement. It's not the most fun game out there, but I don't know. I feel like it makes sense how they couldn't build what they want to build right now because it can take time. Um, and I think that many people will look at Axie and be like, okay, these people are on their way to beat Fortnite's Discord group. They must be doing something good, and they're going to be inspired, and they will start to like leverage DeFi and leverage blockchain for their games as well.
yeah, I get what you're saying. To be fair, I just think like comparing Fortnite and Axie is a bit of a, I don't know. I feel like it is a bit false because it's like Fortnite was just the amount of hours people played it, the amount of fun they had, the amount of YouTube videos was just like insane. Like you had like celebrities come up from it, like Ninja. So I just don't think you can compare it to Axie. Like I know like numbers at the moment, but I think that's just all people like working together from like developing countries trying to kind of like game the system a little bit.
So you think that Axie's growth is mainly driven by people who are working for profit?
Yeah, I just think it's a bit false. Like the amount of fun people are having on it, like isn't comparable to like Fortnite at all. Like it's almost like a, yeah. I don't know. We'll see on the next slide. It's just there is something a bit shady here, like red flags for me. But I don't know about you.
Really? Can
Yeah.
you elaborate on that?
All right. So I guess that's the next slide. So I guess the question is like, where is this money coming from? Because like for someone to make money, surely someone else has to lose money. So like, I'm trying to work out who's losing money here because everyone seems to be making it from what you read online. But yeah, I don't know. Where do you think the money comes? Who's losing? Or is no one losing?
I don't know. I thought it's just people creating tokens, and those tokens just raise in value the more people use them, which is like just demand, supply and demand. Like the same is applied to normal currencies. Like we humans are the ones giving value to the currencies. And I
Yeah,
think with a community like Axie and people investing all that effort and time, they're the ones putting that value in the currency. But you should tell me more about the pyramid scheme because I don't know
yeah,
that much about that.
yeah. But yeah, firstly, yeah, on like community, I don't really buy it. Like I know there's a lot of people in Discord, but like I went in it a few months ago, tried to engage with people, and no one was like willing to engage. And then like now we tried to get someone to talk about it, show us the game, but no one responded. So like for me, it's like there is no community there, even though there's loads of people. But that's another point. With the pyramid scheme, I guess the whole idea is it's like saying, like, oh look, these are people that got on it for 6 months ago, a year ago, and they want more people to do it so that they can kind of sell their investments. Like they've got the expertise there, and it's the people joining now on the back of watching one of the 100 different videos on Axie Infinity. Like they're the people that are losing, I think. But I think if you're to join now, you're just you're just too late. Like it's a mug's game, really.
Yeah, I think there's definitely community. We just don't have access to it because
I think you're probably right.
we're like lower in the
Bottom of the
scale.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it says here, like that's the definition of a pyramid scheme. It says few top level members recruit new members. Those members pay upfront costs. Like that's at the $1,000 to start.
Can you give examples of that?
So like if we apply it to Axie Infinity, it's like the top level members. It's the fact that like we're not in the inner circle. Like when you go on the Discord, like no one's responding to us. The upfront cost is $1,000 to stop playing it, and then it's like newer members get recruited. People say, "Oh, you'll be a scholar for me. You'll work for me on this game. I'll give you a percentage." Yeah, and I guess it's the whole idea that once some people at the top decide, "Oh, it's not worth playing," they decide to sell out, then the whole thing just falls down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Would you say this is like has characteristics of that?
I guess so. I wonder how many people are actually paying $1,000 to play right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Because like,
yeah, go on.
when will you get your return on investment? That would take like months.
Yeah, like let's see if I try and do it now. Because that's the thing, like, surely there gets a time when people just don't want to play the game, and then everyone tries to sell at once, at which point no one wants to buy it. So you just realize that, oh, they're a bit worthless. It's just character, 3 characters on the screen I paid over $1,000 for.
Yeah.
Yeah, thing is, like on this, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I think that naturally I'm just quite skeptical. Okay, so we can't play until it's downloaded yet. We can look at the marketplace. And you need 3 of them to battle with, I'm under the impression.
Yeah.
So you can see here, like, the ones just being listed, like $400, $600, $430. But maybe we're looking at the most expensive one. Okay, so there's some for 300. $1,000. That must be a good one, I guess. I don't know. But look how much is traded in the last 24 hours. Is that like what, 27 million worth of Axies?
That's insane.
Almost 400 million in the last month. Crazy. Yeah, moving on to the next slide. This is some of the downsides. So this was a YouTube video I literally just watched about an hour ago, and he was kind of just trying to give a balanced argument, I think. I think the name of his channel was Attack on Axie, so maybe he is a bit more biased against them. But
Maybe.
yeah, basically he was saying that the Axie team is all very centralized. They've got control over supply and demand. At any time they can say, all right, no one's earning any more smooth love potions, or you're only having half, which changes the price. So it's just still a bit
How is
shady.
it decentralized then?
I think the aim is the team gradually like let it go over time. Like I think that's the idea. Like maybe like at the start they need a lot of control over it because it's like a new thing, but
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like yeah, SLP has never been guaranteed for Arena. So like they could just cancel the ability to earn money from the game. I mean, why would they do that? The price would crash. But that is the whole idea of the pyramid scheme, isn't it? It's like they could change one faction, the whole thing falls down. But it's not like if the people who had the tokens could vote on what to do, maybe that would solve it. But it's also all a bit shady for me.
That's true. Kind of skeptical about that.
Yeah. Would you put money into it right now?
No.
What about 6 months ago? Would you knew about it?
Probably.
Yeah. But it's just kind of just throwing money and hoping for the best, isn't it? It's some real risk.
Yeah. I think if I looked at it 6 months ago and saw how big the community is, I would have had a hint. But I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw it because I looked on the how many users were using each like decentralized application. I saw that was doing like loads of people playing it. But yeah, no one really seemed to be able to explain it. There wasn't many YouTube tutorials about it at the time, so it's just all a bit weird.
Yeah. It was pretty underground and you gotta dig deep for things like that.
Yeah. What do you reckon about like the future of Axie Infinity?
I think you brought up some really interesting points about its weaknesses. There's some scalability issues. Also, I'm not sure how decentralized it really is based on what you said. And I wonder if players would complain about that or if they're just happy making money. I wonder if players like only care about the profits in this game.
I think if you're making good money doing it, I don't think you're asking any questions. I think you're quite happy to convert
Yeah, because it's
your
honestly doing money for minimal effort, especially in like other countries where that money is worth more. And like the price will definitely crash. There's no way it's gonna keep growing like this.
Yeah, well, they say that they want to kind of like make new games, like I guess kind of build it into a community. Maybe there's 10 different games you can play with your Axies. Like I can see then how it would keep growing in popularity, but I do think they need to kind of keep a lid on it a little bit. Like the way it's growing at the moment just seems to be like unsustainable.
Yeah. Well, they also need to like make the game more fun. I feel like it can get boring after a while.
Yeah, that's the thing. Imagine you play it, you spend $1,000 to play it, and then you're like, after an hour, you're like, I don't want to play it anymore. I don't know, you have to sell your Axies, maybe you have to pay a little fee to the Axie people for doing so as well. It's just like it's a really expensive endeavor.
I agree.
If I was to make a prediction, I'd say that this game will just fail within like the next 6 months because it just doesn't seem to be that fun. Right? And I think fundamentally, if a game's not that fun and there doesn't seem to be a community that like, I'm aware of, I just don't see a future.
You
But
didn't even play the game though.
yeah, but like I've seen
I feel
videos.
like you're being way too critical.
I think I am just a bit bitter because I didn't play it 6 months. Like 3
You're just butthurt.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it looks fun. I would play the game, but I don't really think it would crash that easily.
I'm just annoyed that I can't play it for free. Why can't I just have a go at it without spending money?
Because sometimes the good things aren't for free.
Yeah, evidently, yeah.
Or maybe, yeah, maybe they will try to regulate that. I don't think Axie wants that. Axie wants more people to play. So they'll definitely figure out a solution for that. So my prediction is Axie is gonna go through some major changes because the way it is right now, it's not sustainable. I'm actually curious how big the team is. Let me see. They're definitely hiring.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. I think it's a medium-sized company. I can't find the number. But the founder said that they're definitely hiring and they're going to need some serious help on their mechanism design to lower this fee of like just starting.
Yeah,
It's not really good for anyone.
yeah. I'd love to see like all the resources, because obviously this is generating a lot of high popularity, money. I'd love to see some of that be directed into like them just building like a version 2 of Axie Infinity that's more fun. But like, if that money is just all going to people that are playing the game, there's no money there to develop it further. It's sort of a bit silly.
It's 40 full-time employees.
Yeah,
That's pretty small for the growth that they have, no?
Yeah. They must be busy at work with 400,000 people on their Discord.
Well, they're not working hard enough because we got no responses yesterday.
Yeah, perhaps. But any closing thoughts about Axie Infinity?
I think there's a lot of hype around it, and when there's hype, it's good to be skeptical, as you were.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's really worth some time to think about these downsides and how they're gonna mitigate that. However, I am quite hopeful because it's very exciting to see a new way of developing games and a new way of rewarding gamers. And I think of it as a social experiment or even an economic experiment. So I'm super curious to see how they will work on lowering this fee and scaling this game. Because if they don't, it's not gonna grow more unless people like do shady stuff to get into the game.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, to be honest. Yeah, just looking forward to covering this again in the future. Maybe we look at it again in like 6 months or something and just see where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on as always. And yeah, looking forward to next time.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.